Hello and welcome to Explore, Customize, and Communicate with Saltillo's chat software. My name is Michelle Retzloff and I am a regional Saltillo consultant. I am also a speech language pathologist by trade who has worked in the schools and hospital settings with a variety of clients and patients who have needed and definitely benefit from the use and having access to AAC. I've been a Saltillo consultant for the past 6 years, supporting portions of Illinois and Wisconsin. You might be watching these videos for a few reasons. You might be learning about AAC systems for the first time. You might be a teacher who has a couple of students in your classroom who are using the NovaChat or a different Saltillo product. You might be a parent who is learning about AAC and or is looking to learn about more information specifically regarding the NovaChat and how your child is using that to communicate in school and at home. I've created a couple of segments of recordings that are going to follow or cover the following topics. It could explore the NovaChat hardware and software and the vocabulary files, talking about customizing the settings of the NovaChat and customizing the vocabulary file, and then focusing on communication, why and how we actually use the communication system. For today's training, we are going to specifically look at the top bullet point, exploring the hardware and software, and just exploring a little bit of the vocabulary file. But first, we need to take a look at what AAC actually is. ASHA, or the American Speech, Hearing, and Language Association, states that AAC is a system or method that replaces or supports natural speech and language. It promotes a means for someone to communicate. It can also involve an attempt to study and, when necessary, compensate for temporary or permanent impairments, activity limitations, and participation restrictions of individuals with severe disorders of speech and language production and or comprehension, including spoken and written modes of communication. ASHA basically tells us that AAC can support everything that we do on a daily basis. ASHA has also stated that all of these that you see in the graphic are considered AAC. When we take a look at our daily events, I would think that if we looked at our day that we've interacted with so far, we've probably used a lot of these already. For today's intents and purposes, we're going to focus on the high-tech column, those speech generating devices. Unfortunately, there's a fair amount of myths that still exist when we talk about AAC, again, augmentative alternative communication. One of the first myths that we tend to encounter is introducing AAC will reduce an individual's motivation to improve natural speech and will hinder language development, including development of social communication skills. AAC should only be introduced after the ability to use natural speech has been completely ruled out. Fortunately, there's been a lot of research, and every bit of research has stated that this is not true. It is common to come across those who feel that if I use an AAC system, they're not going to want to verbally speak. And that is not true. A second common myth is that young children are not ready for AAC and they don't require AAC until they get to school. We know that that's not accurate as well. Communication is needed every single day. It's not something that we wait until we get to school to be able to communicate. Again, the following research articles have stated that's just not accurate. A third and common myth is prerequisite skills are needed, such as understanding cause and effect and showing communicative intent. They have to demonstrate that before we consider AAC. And definitely kids and adults with cognitive deficits are not able to learn AAC. Research has shown, again, that this is not accurate as well. So when we're thinking about AAC and we're thinking about the doors that it can open for communication, we need to keep that in the background when we're talking about the ins and outs of these systems. I'm going to go ahead and hide my webcam for the remainder of today's session. We're going to take a look at the hardware, software, and the vocabulary of the NovaChat system. The NovaChat communication system is built on 4 different sizes. We have a NovaChat 5, 8, 10, and 12, which are all based and created on an Android platform. There is a camera built within the tablet for editing and customizing of buttons. All Nova Chats come with a rubber boot and a hard candy shell that's wrapped around the tablet. The Nova Chat has a kickstand that allows one to lower or raise the angle of the Nova Chat as seen in the first picture. The second picture shows the power button and volume button, which are both located at the top of the Nova Chat by the handle. The third or bottom picture shows the backside of the Nova Chat and the Bluetooth amplifier. The sole purpose of the Bluetooth amplifier is to increase the volume so that the Nova Chat voices can be heard in louder environments. Please note that the pictures indicated on this slide are some of our older models. Our redesigning of our hardware does happen when the tablet sizes change over the course of the years as technology changes. The Nova Chat typically has two separate and individual ports for charging. One port is for the tablet and one port is for the Bluetooth amplifier. It is imperative that both are charged every night. Treat this as you would your cell phone or laptop that need to be charged and ready to go for the day. Please be cautious as to not manipulate or bend the charging cords, as there are metal prongs inside the charging ports and plugs that could be compromised. If these are compromised, then the Nova Chat may need to be sent in for repair if it's not charging correctly or sufficiently. As technology has advanced, much like the design of our amplifier and tablets, the charging options can vary on which tablet you're using, and I would highly suggest looking at the manual, which can be found on the Saltillo website, to verify which charging method is needed for your specific Nova Chat. We also have key guards, which are a black plastic overlay, or touch guides, which are clear plastic overlays that are available for most sizes of the Nova Chat. Please check with your assistive technologist and/or your speech language pathologist if you have any questions about these accessories and if they may be needed for your specific child or student. Additionally, the Nova Chat can scan with auditory scanning, 1 or 2 switches, and visual effects. Again, this would be something to consult with your assistive technology professional. The Nova Chat software comes with symbol stick icons. This is pictured on the left. We also have the ability to add PCS, or the more commonly known as board maker pictures, for an additional fee. For those that use the unique learning system or news to you system, the symbol sticks will look familiar as the symbol sticks are created by News to You. The Nova Chat comes with Ivona voices, which are computer generated, or a cappella voices, which could be added for an additional fee. We have over 20 different vocabulary files that come on the Nova Chat, which are fully customizable, and some have writing enhancement features such as word prediction or abbreviation expansion. More on this in a different training. Some vocabulary files have a word finder feature, which allows you to find the word that may already be programmed within the vocabulary file. Chat Editor is our free companion software, which is available from the Saltillo website as a download. It should be noted that currently this software is only compatible with PC-based computers and laptops. The Chat Editor has many functions, and one of those is the ability to back up or transfer the vocabulary files between the Nova Chat and the Chat Editor, or vice versa. More information on this can be found at the Saltillo website, where there are many video tutorials that walk through step-by-step instructions. This will also be included in a separate training. This is showing the graphic of how to back up the Nova Chat to the Chat Editor software. Additionally, the Chat Editor has another function that allows one to create visual supports and therapy materials. These can be used to label classrooms or homes or incorporated into homework or take-home activities to promote the use of the Nova Chat in many environments. The creative ideas are endless for how the visual pathways can be utilized. Here are a few slides that provide a few examples of that creativity. I can copy this to the clipboard, paste it into a Word document. Some folks have labeled their classrooms to include instructions or more frequent sight words. This is in a homework example that someone might utilize to incorporate this at home, as well as using it at school. More information on implementation will be discussed in a later training. Additionally, the chat editor software can be used interactively on a smart board or a Promethean board. These are great options for large or small group instruction in classrooms. The graphic on the right lists a few other possible ideas for how the software can be utilized. Check out the Saltillo YouTube channel to view this video of Gabe and his teacher discussing what he wanted to eat. In summary, the Nova Chat, consultant support, that's an old picture of me, and tech support are included with the Nova Chat. You also have the ability to reach out to anyone within any of your districts that might be utilizing an assistive technology or AAC department. We have many support features located on the Saltillo website listed under the Support and Education tab. One of my personal favorite support options is the ability to live chat with our tech support department. Last but not least, we want to ensure that the Nova Chat and its components are functional and clean. Never spray anything directly onto the screen. Rather, place your cleaning product on the cloth and then wipe down the screen. Please check out the bit.ly listed on the screen for additional information on cleaning and disinfection instructions. Thank you for watching this video on the introduction to Saltillo and the hardware of the Nova Chat communication solution.